Greetings, everybody. I am the kid Johnny C. Welcome to what I hope is going to turn into an ongoing um, time where I can just get on here and I can talk about bands that have influenced me, or albums that influenced me, or maybe a ranking of a discography or something along that line. So today, in what's actually my second installment of doing something like this, my first one was on the band Warlord. Rest in peace, Bill Samus. Today, I want to talk about an album that came out in May of 1976. Um, so it's 45 years old, hard to believe. And the benefits of being a 6, 7, 8 year old child when I first heard this is the fact that I have an older brother and sister who, by this point, had already graduated high school. And so I was exposed to a lot of very interesting music. Um, Good stuff that I still listen to today. And this album is no exception. My sister actually was the fan of this one, brought it home. Um, and so and this album has stuck with me. There's a lot of themes about this particular album that have stuck with me over the years. So without further ado, let me introduce you to this is a reissue of that album. I don't have the original version of the album. My sister does. I don't have the original version. This was a reissued version that came out in 1987. But I'm talking about the Alan Parsons Project. Tales of Mystery and Imagination, Edgar Allan Poe. So this album here, this is actually a remixed version that Alan Parsons produced in 1987 when the digital age started coming along and CDs started coming out. And he was wondering about what his material, the Alan Parsons Project material would sound like being transferred to CD. And the reason this is a remixed version is there's added keyboards, some added noises like synth noises, guitar solos, guitar parts, stuff that would still be appropriate for the 1976 without alienating the original fans. So let's get into this album. So this is just a beautiful album. Let me just open this thing up. So you have this beautiful gatefold with a little Edgar Allan Poe history over here. And you have the credits on the other side. Um, in the version that my sister had, in the original version, the booklet right here with all these strange images of mummies wrapped in tinfoil and the raven and the telltale heart, Cask of Amontillado, the system of Dr. Tar and Professor Feather. Fall of the House of Usher, and then finally to One in Paradise. So, and then a little history of the Alan Parsons Project and Alan Parsons and his partner at the time, Eric Wolfson. So, basically, what this album is it's taking the Edgar Allan Poe influence and it's putting it to music. So the first song, a Dream Within a Dream, which is just a fairly short poem by Edgar Allan Poe. Now, this is mostly just an instrumental, but a very strong instrumental. Let me pull the credits back out here. Alan Parsons Project wasn't the same band through every song. Everybody had somebody different. either vocally or instrumentally. So Dream Within a Dream, you got guys like Joe Puerto on bass, Stuart Tosh on drums, uh, well, Ian Berenson, who was a guitar player for a lot of the Alan Parsons Project records, on acoustic guitar, David Paton. So you have that. Um, in the 1987 remix, there's an added bonus narration at the beginning by Orson Welles, um, telling of something. It wasn't part of the. Yes, it was part of it was part of the original poem. I don't have the poem in front of me right off the top of my head. Otherwise, I would read it to you. But still, very good song, very strong song, something that you would kind of expect in an Alan Parsons Project album. Then the song then leads into, which again mostly has the same band that you just had in Dream Within a Dream, goes to a song called The Raven. With There was something in that song where Alan Parsons uses what's called a vocoder. So it's like this digitized voice kind of through a synthesizer keyboard kind of thing. So it's, it has this kind of a very robotic keyboardy sound. And it was like, wow, what is that? Um, then of course, vocals come in with um, a man named Leonard Whitting would do a verse from this song. Uh, but such a moody, great song. It just captures that essence of the Raven so well. Um, the next song goes into the Telltale Heart. Um, Here again, you have mostly the same guys on guitars, bass, vocals, or percussion. But here you have Arthur Brown as your vocalist for Telltale Heart. Now, who was Arthur Brown? Okay, Google him. There's a song out there called Fire. The Crazy World of Arthur Brown, way ahead of its time. Fantastic song. Perfect person to sing this song. Captured the mood, the insanity that you felt that the character in the Telltale Heart feels as he's this noise of this man's heartbeat and wanting to get rid of this guy. You could just he plays this so well in the song. And then there's just this one little section where they break it down and they get to silence, and then it just builds back up to this amazing, just up-tempo crescendo. The 87 version adds a guitar solo, which really amplifies this. And boy, when that comes back in at the full tempo and everything's just coming, bam, boom, psh, boom, yeah. It's just amazing, absolutely amazing song. Probably my favorite off of this album. The next is the Cask of Amontillado. This features a man named John Miles on vocals, as the next song would also feature him on vocals as well. Um, Again, this is the story of the Cask of Amontillado. Very moody piece again as well, with a lot of orchestration. That's another thing. There was a lot of orchestrations going on throughout pretty much every song on this album by Andrew Powell. Just amazing stuff. Just added so beautifully. Just everything just comes together so well. Next song is a up-tempo rocker called "The System" of Dr. Tar and Professor Feather. Again, lead vocal by John Miles and additional vocals by a man named Jack Harris. Again, just a great up-tempo rocking song. Um, you know, uh, at the far end of your tether, and your thoughts won't fit together, so you sleep light or whatever, and the night goes on forever. Then your mind changes like the weather. You're in need of Dr. Tar and Professor Feather. Great song, great moody rocker. Again, the newer version adds like a church organ to the end of the song, which brings in this heaviness, this like atmospheric heaviness, which then um, will, yes, it ends the side of the album, but for the CD, it just flowed right into the fall of the House of Usher. And this was a long instrumental piece, which again on the '87 version features um, a narration by Orson Welles again. Um, but here again, 15 minutes of just unbelievable orchestration by Andrew Powell, um, mixed in with music by the Alan Parsons Project guys. Um, just again, it's just beautiful, just a beautiful piece of music. Just the whole album is that whole song is just so wonderful. And then the last part of the House of Usher then fades into a song called "To One in Paradise," which features a vocal by a man named Terry Sylvester, who was a part of the Hollies, the group the Hollies for a while. Again, "To One in Paradise" is a poem. Uh, Features a piece of the poem at the end, read by Leonard Whiting. But again, just a beautiful, beautiful song. You know, if I could see the sky above and my mind could be set free, as wild, wild horses reach the shore, I'd stand alone and oversee. And if the bush before me burns, should I turn my eyes away? And still the voices I can hear as clear to me as light of day. And I'm not going to sing the rest of the song because I can't do it justice enough, but just a beautiful, beautiful song to end the album. And again, this album has just resonated so deeply. It enhanced my love, what would become my love for the stories and the poetry of Edgar Allan Poe. To show you just how much I love this album, here is a standard CD version. This was the original CD release of the 1987 version. Then we have a deluxe edition. I believe this is a 30th. I think this is a 30th anniversary, which featured this featured both the 1976 and the 1987 versions, with some extra bonus tracks like original demos, some radio spots, interviews, vocal guidelines, different things like that. But this little enchilada here, this is going to take me a second to pull this out, but then we have this. So again, I'm channeling my collecting thing here because I love this album so much, and there's just so much about this that I wanted to be a part of and get. This is just beautiful. This 40th anniversary. This came out in 2016. Let's dig into this. So here you have the project. So this is a vinyl version of the. I believe this is. Trying to remember which version this is. I want to say this is the 87 version. Bear with me a second. No, I take that back. This is the 1976 version. Remix, or it's a stereo mix, half speed mastered at 45 RPMs from the original analog tapes. So yes, this is. So yeah, This is the 2016 version. So that's super cool. And I just went really, what it was is this was something offered by a company called Pledge Music. They are out of business. They unfortunately didn't they were having a lot of issues at one point. So they were offering like all kinds of like memorabilia and stuff that you could get with this. So I just had to go all in with this. So here's this was a press book that came out. So you have look at some of the stuff that you got in this thing. Um, you have like a little radio program thing, and you have a biography. Um, you have a pretty cool little sticker. um, let's see. There's a poster here. Oh gosh, yeah. This is, you can tell this has been a while since I've looked at this. Look at this. Look at this beautiful thing. Just a you can't quite see it all. This is my I'm losing everything in my arms here, but this is just this big poster. Abbey Road, the Beatles, Dark Side of the Moon, Pink Floyd, He Ain't Heavy, the air that I breathe. I mean, just think of this is all stuff that's come that a lot of the people in the band were a part of at one point. And it's just this big like promotional poster um, to basically to promote the album. Sorry, I dropped everything here. Uh, this has just been it's just been so awesome to pull this out again because I haven't looked through some of this in so long. So this is, I mean, this. So imagine getting this kind of stuff when this was coming out. Now you have this. So this is the CD version. You have, and I believe, let's see, what do we got here? So disc one is the original 1976 album on CD. Disc two is the 1987 remix. Disc three, there's a third CD here of a lot of bonus material that had been previously unreleased. A lot of vocal early rough mixes and things of that nature. There is a four on disc four. There's a 5.1 surround sound mix of the original album that you can play on Blu-ray, which is I have played that, and it's app. I don't have a stereo system or a Blu-ray system that could do this justice, but it sounded amazing. And then, of course, the two album set that I just pulled that I had shown you earlier. But this did not feature the 1987 version on CD or on vinyl, as well as it only featured the 1986 version. But that's okay because I already have the I already have that on vinyl, so I'm good with that. But wait, there's more. So let me put this back up here. Then you have this. So in 1990, Alan Parsons and Eric Wolfson would kind of go their separate ways. And in around the early 2000s, Eric Wolfson did a stage musical called Ho. So what this features is basically it's kind of a biography musical of Edgar Allan Poe. So what this is the vinyl. of the music that's featured on, and sorry for the glare, it's still wrapped. I've never even opened this thing. Um, I've preserved this as best I could. So this is the soundtrack to it. This is the CD version of it. With I think maybe it may have a couple of extra tracks. I think this has a few extra tracks, but this is the CD version of it. Promotional CDs or singles. Sorry, my glare is terrible here. I apologize. Um, of just certain singles for the radio. A DVD of the musical, which again, I'm shamefully have to say this. I've never watched this yet either. I haven't taken the time to watch this. Um, I don't know why. I just haven't been able to do it. Um, and then lastly, and yes, I even have the wrapping from when I unwrapped this. I still have that. Um, so here, this is a More Tales of Mystery and Imagination, which was what basically the Poe album that I showed you a minute ago, basically is what this was. So it's basically just a promotional piece for the other album there. Then you have this, which is basically the program for the musical, talking about some of the different actors and singers and people that were involved with this. And then to round it out, there's also a couple little album samplers. So, and actually an album documentary CD-ROM, which unfortunately, my guess, I don't know if I've actually tried to play it. I have a feeling my computer is going to be a little too new and modern. I might not be able to open this up, but I haven't actually tried that. But anyway, so there you have it. Edgar Allan Poe, Alan Parsons Project, just a match made in heaven as far as I was concerned. Um, I've grown to love this album just so much. I I only really ever listened to one other Alan Parsons album, and that was I, Robot. Again, thanks to my sister. But I'm obviously familiar with a lot of the big singles that they had, like "Eye in the Sky," and the song that everybody knows is the Chicago Bulls theme. You know, um, I can't even the name of it's escaping me at the moment, but the that song. Anyway, still a great song, great piece of music. I'm familiar with the singles, but I just really never got into them as a band pretty much after that. But this album is probably easily in my top 10 albums of all time. Um, I just love this album. So if you get a chance to watch this, and you're a fan of this album, let me know what you thought of the album in the comments. Um, you know, let me know. I want to hear what you got to think about this. I don't know how regular I'm going to do stuff like this, but I hope I can do it often because I enjoy talking about music, and I love being able to share what albums mean to me. So, with that said, peace out. I hope you have a great day. Thank you for watching.